Stream chat, everybody. Can I just make sure this is working, because this is an important one. This might not last long. Just I want to make sure that it's working. Hey mum. Hey mum, I'll address that in a second, but just want to make sure that this is good before I go too deep. Hey mum, I'll address that. Okay, cool. Everything's fine. Okay, so might need a chair for this. Oh. So first up, I'm in a place called Wuruma Dam, Wuruma Reservoir. It's my penultimate stop before the end of this trip, I'd say, because tomorrow I'll be hitting Moffat Beach to see Steph. Mum, you know who that is? Your other son, my brother. Anybody in the chat? Yeah, I'm going to be seeing my brother and his family. And I had intended to stream after that as well. But more than likely what's happened today is going to put an end to that. So where do you want to start? At the beginning of the day or at the end of this day? There's a nice sunset happening just here. Let me show you. We're at a reservoir, a free camp dam. I can't take you too far because I'm tethered to the vehicle. But there is a sunset happening through the guts there. On this, I can't even really show you this. On this side here, through there is the dam. I'm camped up here. A lot of people are also camped up over yonder, over here. This is a strange campground. You can camp here for 3 weeks at a time. It's kind of strange. Free camping, and you can do a maximum of 3 weeks if you wanted to. So I'm just about to set my site up here, but yeah, so I guess I don't know what anybody wants to know about last night and about the get out this morning. Anybody want to know about that? I'll just put this out and keep checking it. But yeah, so what happened last night? I camped up in a four-wheel drive access only And then there was the conversation about, well, this is, you know, I got the four-wheel drive so I can get in and no problems. But then the conversation turned to, well, what if it rains? Because the access road was pretty muddy, dried mud. So then it was like, well, what if it rains? What's going to happen? And so we checked the forecast, and it was forecasted for a little bit of rain between 5 and 6 a.m. this morning. So all afternoon and all last night, no rain. A little bit at 5, a 15% chance of rain between 5 and 6 a.m. So I figured if I just waited for that day. And then I streamed, everything went fine. I finished the stream by about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And what you didn't see on the stream, because it had finished, it absolutely hammered down with rain. Hammering down with rain and gusting wind. The wind came in, it took my awning, it threw my awning over the vehicle. It was pegged in as well, and it unpegged it and it threw it over the back of the vehicle. I had to go and retrieve it, hold it up with my arms in the rain, getting soaking wet, and I triple pegged it down. We're still good there. I just saw a black screen. Triple pegged it back down and fought with that wind. And then I quickly checked the weather, and it was a passing storm cell. So I was happy to wait it out. But then I got really, really frightened about what it meant for the access out in the morning. So it's a pretty steep four-wheel drive only kind of access. And I got quite worried, to the point where I didn't really sleep last night. I was very, very concerned about getting back out. Turned out it was all for nothing, because yes, it was a little muddy, a little clunky, but I managed to get out very, very easily. I didn't stream any of that because this morning, and even through till now, I cannot turn my inverter on. It just will not go on. It just whines like this. It just does that all day. My fridge has been intermittently coming on and off, and I spoke with James about 3 or 4 hours ago. What I think is happening, and I don't know for a fact, but what I think has happened is that crappy kick-ass shunt, the thing that tells me how much power I've got left, that hasn't worked at all. It's not worked even once since I left on this trip. It's meant to have an up arrow when you're putting charge back into the battery cells and a down arrow when you're depleting it. So when you're driving, it should be putting the arrow back up. I've never seen an up arrow. I've only ever seen a down arrow, to the point where when it gives you a 50% warning, I've just been ignoring it and resetting it. So effectively I'm telling the shunt that it's at 100% when it's actually not. It's at 50% or whatever it thinks it is, because I thought that it didn't really know what the full capacity was, because it never showed me it was increasing. So I just kept resetting it, and now all throughout this trip, whenever we've been anywhere and the warning, the little beep comes on, I just reset it back to 100%. And I don't know for a fact, but I think what that's been doing is it's actually been depleting my auxiliary batteries slowly, to the point where you're not meant to run these things past 50%, which I didn't know about that. That seems pretty lame, but you're not meant to run AGL batteries under 50%. And I reckon I've been running them dead dry. I know I have been, because sometimes I wake up and my fridge is completely off, and it has a little warning. It says low voltage warning, and the fridge and freezer will be kind of warm, not cold. So I think what's been happening is the shunt hasn't been giving me an accurate reading. I've been ignoring it at the detriment of the two batteries, and today when you went to turn the inverter on, they just wouldn't have it. See, that's the warning right there. That beep is the 50% warning. We've been here for 10 minutes. How can it have discharged? How can that, and I've been driving for like 7 hours, how can it be discharged halfway down after a 7-hour drive? We've only been here for 10 minutes. So something, that shunt, I'm gonna rip it out and throw it into the ocean. It's so annoying. See, right now, if I don't do anything, it'll keep beeping. So I just say okay, and then if it keeps beeping, I just long press, put it back to 100 and forget about it. And then sure enough, my fridge will turn off overnight. So with that in mind, because the inverter couldn't turn on today, I couldn't charge any of my external devices. So what I'm running with right now is quite literally the remaining battery that I had from yesterday's stream. So at any point, this could all come to an end. And when it does, not if, when it does, that'll actually be the end of this whole journey stream, because there's no way I can, like, I didn't stream today because I couldn't run the GoPros because they're running off the inverter. So the inverter would not turn on. So that meant I couldn't use the GoPros, couldn't charge anything. I'm surprised there's even a little juice in the fridge, to be honest. I thought that would be flat as well, but it seems like it's okay. So yeah, this campground, it's actually pretty lame. You're supposed to be at the dam, and the dam's way over there. Like, you can't just walk over and touch the water. It's like way over there. So I'm going out on a bit of a fizzer here tonight. If this will be, aside from, we'll reconvene with the H-Man at the hen house in a few more days, maybe 3 days or whatever. Once I've seen Steph and gone down to Brisbane, we'll certainly have a stream with H-Man. But as far as my streams, as far as my streaming from this trip, I would say that this might be the end tonight. Yeah, so that's that. And then when I get back to Sydney and I'm sorted and done everything, and there's going to be a bunch of changes, I'll probably get a bigger alternator, get a bigger inverter, get the Red Arc shunt, get rid of this crappy shunt. I've got to get new drawers, new pull-out drawers from my fridge. I've got a list of things that need doing. If I'm going to continue to do this, then there has to be some changes. Sorry to hear about the power. Hey, Flo and Netsky, sorry to hear about that. Yeah, because I was really, because of the way I left the stream last night, being a bit concerned about where we camped up and the access and whatnot, and then I just didn't stream all day today, and I was thinking you guys might be like, oh, did he get stuck? Is he still stuck there? Can't he get out? But it wasn't. It was nothing like that. I just couldn't turn the inverter on. I got up before sunrise this morning and was out early. So yeah, and I'm just a little annoyed at it. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't want to start ranting, but I mean, this trip, I guess this is the end of the trip. You know, get back to civilization, go to Moffat Beach. But I could keep streaming it. You know. Kind of sucks that it's ending it. I'm not ending it. I was worried, Netskis. Yeah, like, and dude, it really came down last night. Like really heavy. I was like, oh, you kidding me? I know it's a passing cell, but man, it's heavy enough to really soak that ground. Ended up getting out okay. And by the way, what's going on now? It's cold enough to put a jumper on? Are you kidding me? Cold enough to wear a jumper. I'm going to. I was just explaining stuff to the stream, so I won't explain it super detailed right here, right now. But what I will say is that, see you later. This particular episode will be the end of... Will it? I feel like... I'm not going to go back through the whole spiel. If you want to see what the situation is, go and watch the live stream from today. We're at a place called Wuruma Dam. The dam is through here. This is a free camp area. Apparently you can camp here for a totes of 3 weeks at a time. You can stay there for 3 weeks. I'm a little annoyed. I thought we'd be on the dam. The dam is like way through there. You know, you can't get to it. You got to take a long, strong stroll. There is a nice sunset happening. I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. I just thought we might have been a little closer to the action. But yeah, there's been an issue, and the issue is power, essentially. Without going too deep into it, the power situation, I'm running off whatever I had left over from last night. I haven't been able to charge anything today. So this could be the end of this will most definitely be the end of the live content from this trip, the CUintheNTEEE trip. I might still shoot a daily vlog, probably will shoot daily content just to keep the thing rolling. But yeah. Netskis, when you said about the inverter in Discord, I was like, oh shit, that's bad. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is bad, right? To be honest, the inverter has never really worked. It's never really worked with my laptop. When you plug that in, it just doesn't like it. You can't have anything else plugged in except the laptop. And so that was always a source of frustration for me. You know what I said the other day though? When you get to a campsite, a simple thing like setting up the awning gives you a place of home. I'm going to set it up now, even though arguably I don't even need it, but it just gives me a good feeling. The other thing too, I had 2 showers last night. Not last night. I had a total of 2 showers at that campsite. One after the stream. I stood here and showered under my own shower, and it was hot water. It was amazing. It's hot water because it's been in the van heating up while driving or whatever. And then this morning I bathed in the water of the Mackenzie River. Yeah, it was rad. I'm putting this on. I can't believe it. Started with this. Haven't worn this in like a week or so. Yeah, you can't have fires here either. Can you pick up another inverter in Brisbane? See, here's the thing. I think it's a combination of the inverter and the shunt. Personally, that's where I'm leaning towards. It's not something that is an easy fixed job. In fact, the job, when I spoke to James today, he said, "I'll just take this off, take that off," and I'm like, "I haven't got any tools." He's like, "You didn't bring anything?" I said, "I didn't bring any tools. I brought as much tech as you could fit into any suitcase, but I didn't bring a single tool. I had to go to a super cheap auto and buy a pair of pliers, dudes. Look at this." That is the only tool I have with me, and I bought it today. Torpedo Tool Pro pliers. So maybe I should learn from that as well. I will learn. I will learn from this. This is a learning experience, of course. See, the fridge is already on. You know what? And that's because I'm running the Starlink. So I'm going to be honest. I'm going to wrap the stream here because there's I've got perishables in there, and my fridge is now. Or should we just drain the shit out of it? Should we just drain it all down? Low voltage. We've been here for like 20 minutes and I've driven for 7 hours. Something, and that's what I was thinking too. Where does that power go? Like if the alternator's creating the energy, it's going somewhere. It didn't go into the batteries. Where did it go? Like, is it just somewhere in the loop, something? But my fridge now is just on low voltage, so it's just going to die. Whatever's in there is just going to go off. The ice cream. I bought a tub of ice cream. I haven't even opened it yet. I don't even want to look at it. It's going to be thawed. What should we do, dudes? This is all wet because it was all wet this morning from the rain last night. Is there a way to plug into mains? There's not. There is, but it's not working. So I brought a device that James made me that has it's called a solar converter. So you plug it into where the solar panel plug. So there is an Anderson connection on the front left-hand wheel of the vehicle, and that's where we normally plug in my solar blanket, but you might have noticed I've never done that on this trip. The reason I haven't done it is because that has never worked. Even though it did work when we checked it before we left Sydney, it just doesn't work. It hasn't worked any time for me. And we verified that somewhere. Where were we? Somewhere. Might have even been in Ayers Rock Resort. Anyway, we verified it, and I isolated everything and worked out that that solar point doesn't work. And so having the solar converter, which is a box that plugs into 240, and then it's an emulator. It emulates the solar. There's no point doing that because I can't plug it in anywhere. Mum, that's a shame because it seemed fine last night. Yeah. But what I didn't realize is every time I've drained it down, it's made it worse. And so draining it down now is probably the worst thing for it, because these AGL batteries or AGM batteries don't like to be drawn all the way to the bottom like that, is what I understand anyway. Which might be a reason to go to lithium, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't know, I didn't know that you had to run an AGM battery only to halfway. Like, you got this capacity, but you can only use half of it. That seems lame to me. I want to use all the capacity and then recharge it. So there's that to think about. I don't know. All these things, eh? Well, I mean, it's gone the whole trip. It's been pretty good. It's worked. Everything's worked, more or less. This got bent out of shape last night in that storm too, far out. This blew over, this whole thing went over the back of the vehicle. Surprised it's not fully broken. Yeah, it's pretty frightening. Oh well. Oh, that fell out. Yeah, can someone, Netsky, you might even know this, can you run a lithium battery to zero? Because 50% seems pretty lame. Like, what's the point of having this massive capacity if you only use half of it? Might replace my batteries with lithium batteries. They'll be super light. I mean, if anything, the problem with those was that they overheat or something. But dude, the only thing that's overheated on this trip has been my GoPros. Over and over and over again. So yeah. Will it get you home? Mum, so yeah, it's nothing to do with the car driving. The car drives, it's just the external batteries and stuff. I don't think so. All of mine go down to a certain level and stop. It's like some built-in limit. Mind you, we are talking lithium batteries, not big ones like you have. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, interesting. I genuinely didn't know about that half capacity thing. Seems strange. I think also what I'm doing with my tech, it's like, it's a big requirement, you know? Like I'm asking a lot of it. I'm drawing a lot of current. So I need as maximum as I can out of it, not just this half of it. Take this down tonight just in case it gets windy. Yeah, I should be clear about that, Mum. The batteries we're talking about are not related to the starting engine, anything like that. Yeah, nothing to do with that. Great, I've lost some pegs. Okay. I've got no steel pegs left. Nevsky's hang that wrong, so the inverter was converting to normal. So all your system record? No, so only some of the. So the bulk of my electrical devices are 12 volt DC straight off the auxiliary batteries. But there are some things that require 240, such as my laptop to charge up. Now, in an ideal world, I'd probably could try to do away with anything that needs an inverter. That might be the solution. Get rid of any device that needs the inverter, or convert those devices. That could be that could be a solution. Take the inverter out of the mix. Or just have it there as a backup if absolutely necessary. That scared the crap out of me. Not only did it fall down, but it made a hissing noise like a snake. That's really frightening. Oh, good ground though. Good ground to go into. Last night of the trip, kind of anyway, I'll still be camping out. Too easy, they're coming out of the ground now. Stay in. I've got a triple peg, that means. And they still bend over. It. Throwing that in the bin. Not going to persist with that peg ever again. stay at Steph's place and repair it? No, it's not something that I can do. I'll be at Steph's tomorrow, but the battery in the laptop would be 12 volts as well, so the power supply is probably only supplying 12 volts. I mean, yeah, we could probably get rid of the inverter. More than likely. It has been annoying not having power for the laptop. I've got to really think about what I do with it. You know, like using it whenever we're in a caravan park where they've got a 240 volt, I just go over and plug it in and do all the downloading and all the VODs and stuff. It's kind of lame to have to do it that way, but that's how I've got around it. Essentially what I'm ultimately saying is there's not enough power in this van to do everything that I wanted to do. That's the crux of the matter. Everything that I've needed to do, I've had to sacrifice something else to make it work. Even to the point where one time Marty wanted to charge up his boombox, his Marley get-together, and I was like, man, that can't be done. He said, what about with the inverter? I said, it's not going to work. I'll turn it on, and then within 2 minutes, it just doesn't like it. So it's like, and that's why whenever we got anywhere, I was like, okay, dude, there's 240. Go and charge everything up, you know, get a full bank of charge. And to be frank, that's pretty lame because the idea was to be self-contained in the vehicle. So I kind of failed that in a way, huh? Failed that mission. Maybe fail's a bit harsh. It just needs to be tweaked a bit, I think. Fail's probably the wrong word. Just needs a bit of a tweakage. Have a look in the power adapter for the Lappy and see what it's putting out. It's just a MacBook Pro. I mean, yeah, I don't want to do anything with it now. To be honest, I'm over it. I'm expecting it all just to end tonight. Like I'm just expecting it just to the power just be like, nah, dude, there's no more power left. So yeah, this is consider this the last stream of the trip. Let's all hang out and have a good time, eh? I don't want to start digging into adapters and looking at voltages and wattages and shit. I just want to have a good time on the last night. Got to heat up dinner as well. Such a shame. Well, Mum, this was always. I mean, I'm not really that upset, to be honest. Like, if this happened, you know, back in Uluru or somewhere, I'd be cutting it. But we've done everything, you know. We've got to the end pretty much. I wasn't sure where the end would be myself. Like, I was thinking, am I going to go back to Sydney and stream the return over the bridge or something? I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I'm not really that upset. Like, yeah, tomorrow I'm literally driving into civilization. So that, who really wants to see that? This is the last of the camping nights. you guys see those two kookaburras? They just came through like Starship Troopers. Yeah, I'm not really that upset. I mean, I'm upset that, well, not upset because I knew that we'd have to do some fixing and some tweaking. So this is kind of like a good test run, like a really thorough test run. And I know that there's going to need to be a bunch of changes, including in my setup, you know, things that I'm going to remove and things I'm going to change. That's if I do this again, and I do want to go up north. I've got rough plans to do a Cairns trip. I'd like to do that. Right now though, how about some crackers courtesy of Charlotte Rose? Yeah, but I'll be at Steph's place tomorrow. Are we focused there? Is that focused? I can't even see with my eyes. It's on autofocus. Should be focused. Maybe the focus doesn't work now. I think I'm going to have a jack. What's going on with these? Why do they open up backwards like that? That's not how you want to open them. Is it just me or are they flickering tonight? That's probably a power issue as well. They're going to be like, no more. How W? Let's pull this in a bit. How far is it to Steph's? Oh, good question. Let me just check that, Mum. I mean, if I've done my planning correctly, it's less than 400 Ks. I'd hope so. I hope I haven't messed this up and it's like 8-hour drive. I think it's pretty close. Let me tell you. Okay, it's 360 Ks. 4 hours. 6 hours including stops. It's a little bit further than I thought, but that'll work. That'll work. And when I get there, I'll be stinking and sweaty. And is he back from Sydney yet? I don't know. Mum, you'd know that more than I would. I'm assuming he's back. Let's have a gentleman jack. Thank you, Charlotte Rose. Have a little one neat. smooth. Very smooth. I'm going to investigate the toilet block later. Usually frogs in the toilet block. Alright, do we have any ice left? Or did that all die when the freezer died? We'll see here. Oh no, it's still frozen solid, dude. Wow. I've really pictured all this to be thawed out. So maybe Dometic fridges must have like a... That's too big. When it goes on low power mode, it just kind of puts it to sleep or something? Yeah, I thought this was going to be disaster. I thought it was all going to be thawed. I've still got my ice cream and stuff in there. That's amazing. All right, then yeah, that's cool. I did not know that. Can someone search up what low power, what's it called? Warning, voltage, no, alert, voltage low on a Dometic fridge. Maybe he'll be back. You know, no, Mum, I know he's at home. I know he's at home. So yes, I did know he's back from Sydney, but yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know you meant he's left you, but is he out of Sydney back up? Yeah, yeah. Front page once more. Hey, that's rad. Thank you, Kick. Thank you, Kick. This is the last of these streams. This is the 35th day of my streaming CUintheNTEEE streams. This is the end of it tonight. We're in a place called Wuruma. Wuruma. Yeah, and this is where these streams will come to a conclusion after tonight. So thank you, Kick, for the support. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Charlotte, for the Gentleman Jack.
Hello there!
Charlotte Rose! Hi, hello there. Hello there. Yeah, I just explained everything, Charlotte, but this will be the end of the content, I guess. Charlotte, your CF has a 3-stage battery protection system that actively monitors inbound DC voltage and will turn off the cooler if it senses low voltage. This feature is designed primarily to prevent the cooler from draining your vehicle's starter battery and leaving you stranded while out on the road.
Wow. And there lies the joy.
Kicking it with Gives a Minute on Kick.